Wildfires, they come without warning. They destroy our land, our homes, and sometimes our very lives. Pending laws may change your rights as a homeowner to deal with wildfire hazards. Protect your property and your pocketbook. Schmitz & Associates presents Wildfire Prevention and Legislation. Hello, my name is Don Schmitz. I'm the president and founder of Schmitz & Associates Incorporated, a progressive land use planning and consulting firm headquartered here in Malibu, California. We are pleased to present the following broadcast, or public service announcement, which is designed to educate the general public on an issue that is both critical and timely, that of fire safety. The importance of this issue was illustrated in a dramatic and tragic fashion by the devastating firestorms which ravaged California in the fall of 2003. This is an issue that will continue to plague all of us that live and work in the often visually spectacular wildland-urban interface. These interface areas are often designated by regional and local fire departments as Zone 4, or a very high fire hazard severity zone. Such a zone is typified by the Malibu Santa Monica Mountains located here in Southern California. Those of us within this urban wildland interface are the privileged residents and workers of the special California region. We are fortunate enough to regularly enjoy the many beautiful aspects of this region's unique geography. Along with the special quality of life that these rural areas afford, however, comes the inherent danger of wildfires that are often driven by hot, dry, fast-moving Santa Ana winds. These intense firestorms can consume the chaparral environment, including homes, businesses, and other structures, both on private and public property. 1999 Pulitzer Prize winner John McPhee, in his treatise The Control of Nature, describes scenarios around the globe where humanity struggles with nature for its very survival. He describes the Mediterranean climate and its sclerophyll vegetation and the inherent fire risk which is involved in those areas. The highly flammable and dense vegetative ground cover, in conjunction with the local conditions, namely the steep terrain, limited access to fire suppression resources, low annual rainfall, and cyclical Santa Ana winds that blow southwest from the Great Basin of Nevada, are precisely the factors of high fire hazard severity zones that create the extremely dangerous conditions in which we exist. The following segments of this broadcast will outline in detail the existing standards and ordinances as they pertain to fire safety, and more specifically that of fuel modification, which is more commonly known as brush clearance. We will go on to discuss the devastating losses to both property and lives that California has suffered over the last several decades as it has endured periodic firestorms. And lastly, we will discuss pending legislation that is being deliberated upon by the legislature in Sacramento in response to the recommendations of the Blue Ribbon Fire Safety Commission, most specifically as it pertains to improvements and expansion of fuel modification requirements.
Hello, I'm Thomas Rainey, Project Team Manager at Schmitz & Associates. As previously indicated by Mr. Don Schmitz, and as many of you already know, the Malibu Santa Monica Mountains and other California mountain regions are categorized as very high fire hazard severity zones. Let's now discuss this issue as defined in the state code. As a result of the disastrous 1991 firestorm in the Oakland-Berkeley Hills, the Bates Bill, Assembly Bill 337, was enacted requiring local jurisdictions to identify and establish very high fire hazard severity zones, also known as Zone 4 areas. Government Code Sections 51175 through 51189 were subsequently adopted. Pursuant to Government Code Section 51175, the legislature found and declared that fires are extremely costly, not only to property owners and residents, but also to local agencies. Fires pose a serious threat to the preservation of the public peace, health, and safety. Since fires ignore civil boundaries, it is necessary that cities, counties, special districts, state agencies, and federal agencies work together to bring raging fires under control. Under Sections 51178 and 51179 of the State Code, the California Department of Forestry is required to identify very high fire hazard severity zones, also known as Zone 4 areas, and send the resulting information to the affected cities, counties, and fire districts. As prescribed by Section 51178A, Fire Zone 4 areas are based on fuel